Hey guys, welcome back to Journey's Perception, and this is your second official reading. So I don't want to waste too much time. I want to get right to it. So the question that I asked the I-Ching for you guys is, what does the collective soul want them to know? So more specifically, what does your soul want you to know right now, especially when it comes to maybe something in your life that you got going on. You could be trying to manifest something. You feel like it's not coming to fruition. Like anything that resonates with you, just whatever your soul wants you to know at this time. And if it resonates, great. If it doesn't, take what does and leave the rest. I'm gonna try to be as quiet as I possibly can because I'm in like a public place, but I'm kind of in the room by myself, so I don't know if my voice is like super loud, but let's get to it then. So hopefully it'll work out. But as as always, I did y'all's little I-Ching. Please excuse my handwriting. I told y'all I write like a 4-year-old, but anyway. So this is y'all's first hexagram that I drew, and of course y'all had changing lines for number 5 and 3. And what I wanted to point out is last reading y'all had a changing line of number 3, and y'all have it again. So this could be the same energy that y'all are in from last reading, but we'll see once we get into the reading. And this is y'all's second hexagram. So and this is what the lines mean. So line 5 is basically strength, clear vision. Line 3 is emerging identity and facing transition. So I kind of want to show y'all that because, I do the changing lines and everything. And also I'm recording off of my different phone that I have. Because the last phone, I literally ran out of I have to get my camera. That'll probably not be anytime soon, but budget. Yeah, it was my phone that I usually use. It didn't have any more space, so I think that's why I kept cutting off the video at random ass times. So now that I have used a different phone, this one should go the full length, and I have more time today, so it's great that I don't have to continue to post like separate videos, because the last video I kept having to do it over and over again because my phone kept cutting off. So yeah. So let's get into today's reading. So the first hexagram is y'all's past and y'all's present energy. So you could be in this energy right now at this moment, or you could be moving on from this energy into a future energy right now. And sometimes the transition can be a little tough, so that's why we have changing lines, because either some of y'all could be struggling to change certain things or make change happen, or it's that y'all are kind of like in the middle trying to transition, but something is holding you back. So we're gonna figure out what that is today. So the first card says flow, and I love the number 11. So we got two masters now. We got 11 and 33. So if y'all are, this could be a confirmation for you if you're in life path 11 or life path 33. So this one says, hopefully y'all can read it. It says, flow is a sign of full expression of tremendous creative energy and spiritual power. Create harmony with the greater flow and pours energy into creative manifestation. Pettiness and small concerns are swept away so that free communication and great things become possible. How will you work with this extraordinary potential? How can you channel the flow of energy to create harmony? So let me get the book out before I do the interpretation, because y'all do have changing lines. So this could be an energy that y'all are stuck in, and that's not a bad card, but y'all could be trying to figure out how to allow your creative energy to flow naturally and not necessarily try to control the outcome of it, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes we try too hard to make certain things flow and happen, but we end up just, hindering our own creative flow. So, and I like how the card says flow, so it's telling you especially if you're in this energy right now, telling you to allow things to flow naturally and not necessarily control everything. And I can resonate with this 100% because that's what I'm doing. That's what's happening to me right now. And I did my own reading before I did y'all, so I think I'm just trying to go with the flow, surrender with the change that's coming my way. It sucks because it's hard, but I mean, that's what I wanted to say about that, because flowing can just mean like have some fluidity in your life, allow things just to happen as it should be and not necessarily go against the grain, because that's where the most resistance happen, and then stuff end up, you know, not going like you wanted to, which is fine because, you know, it's a learning phase, but you don't want to be stuck there forever. Okay, so this is I don't know if y'all could see the whole thing, but it says, I'm going to read the part that, I'm going to take it out and read it, but I'm going to read the part that I didn't just read off the card. It says, flow is a sign of the free and full expression. That's literally what I just said, and I'm doing it again, sorry. It's the name of the China's most sacred mountain, Tai, which is imbued with spiritual power. The king will make great offerings at its summit to establish a flourishing, peaceful relationship with heaven. This is a time to create harmony with the greater flow. Great things become possible. The true scale of things is revealed. Dwarfing your smaller concerns, you sense the powers that surge through your life and know how far beyond your control they are. Yet you can enter into true relationship with them, participate and flow. Ooh, I really like this card. It says, you sense the powers that surge through your life. It says, creative force flows through the earth. Potential joins with the space for growth. Everything is possible. It says, the prince blessed with flow wholly invests himself into bringing it to fruition with the human realm. To bring out his full potential, I'm not going to read the whole thing. To bring out his full potential, he will work actively. I don't know if I can see that, the top one. He will work actively to bring all people, energies, and areas of life into harmony inside his embrace. So, like I said, it's like, it seems like y'all's energy is it could just be stuck, especially if you're in this energy now, or maybe you're transitioning because you're not allowing things to flow naturally. And like the card says, like, it says small, like pettiness and small concerns, like that word stuck out to me because it could just mean like little nuances that's in your way, and that could arise in any situation, whether it's relationships, a job, or anything. Like, it can, all those little nuances you think that are little and it doesn't get in your way, but it actually does. It kind of sits in your subconscious and blocks you from tapping into your creative side. And your creativity doesn't necessarily have to be about art or, you know, just it can be whatever it is that you deem as creative. It doesn't have to be, you know, anything with music or anything. So just take what resonates with you as to what it is that you're blocking and what is not allowing you to have some fluidity in your life, especially when it comes to doing something that you're passionate about. Okay, so you got the changing lines. Remember, I told y'all about the changing lines. You got number 3 and number 5. So I'm going to read those lines. I'm going to start with number 3 first. It says, let me see. I don't know if I can see this. Okay. It says, nothing is all smooth going. No journey is ever traveling to a straight line. Oh my God. I talk about this all the time. How I say that growth is not linear. How it's basically a spiral, like the spiral of life, that sometimes you will have to revisit things. So you being in this energy means that you probably have visited this energy before. That even though you have transitioned and moved on to certain things, you may be stuck in this energy again. And the divine does that a lot so they can know that we actually learn from certain, it could be mistakes or anything related to our karma. They can't talk. they do that to help us grow and learn. And not just learn, but like really understand why this happened and how you can apply it to anything that you want to do in the future. So if you do see yourself facing the same energy again and you recognize that, you know how to get through it, and you know not to be stuck there, you know, forever. Because, you know, sometimes we be in our own way at our own growth. So when we're stuck and stagnant, sometimes we have to ask ourselves, like, what is this lesson trying to teach me, and have I been here before? And if so, what did I do last time to a little help, you know, push myself forward? I'm sorry, this book is so damn, it's new, so that's why it's hard for me to like do that. But I'm not gonna read it on there because I just want y'all to look at it. It says nothing. Oh, it says at the boundary where ideas meet the real world, the terrain gets hard and requires some changes. You can still keep doing the work required each day to carry things through to completion. This hardship is not a drama or a catastrophe. It's just how things are. So why be unhappy with the only real world there is? Come gladly to the table and nourish yourself on the completeness of the experience. And then I think there's a quote from line 3. It says, there is no level ground without a slope, no going on without return. Constancy is in hardship is no mistake. Don't sorrow about its truth. In eating and drinking, there's a blessing. So it's basically saying, like, look at the, like I said, understand what is really going on, especially when it comes to you being in this past or even present energy. Like, look back on it, especially if you're moving on to this card, but look back on this energy, because a lot of the times you may be facing the same energy again. And this could be a reason why you're stuck in between and not able to fully transition to changes, because you're not understanding what's really going on here. You're not understanding the truth of the matter or the lesson behind what you're experiencing at this moment. And again, you have to apply this to whatever situation that you got going on that resonates with it. So they said the terrain gets hard and requires some changes. So it's just like, it's asking you to acclimate to the changes that's going on in your life at this moment. And these and acclimating to challenges is really great for your growth, because it not only allows you to be more compassionate towards yourself, but it also allows you to show the divine gratitude, because they're not doing this to hurt you or anything. They're doing this because they know that you're capable and you're strong and you have the potential to move on from this. So any pettiness or any small things, it's not to stop you in your tracks, but it's a growing pain. It's so you can learn from it, because wherever it is that you're going, and that could be 2 weeks from now, a month from now, whatever the future is to you, whatever it is you see yourself going, or the energy that you're trying to move into, they don't want you to go back to a past energy that you once were in, that you actually had trouble getting through. They don't want you to have to resort back to that, because they know how hard you've been working, and they don't want to see you go through that, because although they know that it's hard, but it's even harder on you because you're the one really experiencing it. And it's going to suck, especially if you come into a new opportunity, but that opportunity is not as fun as you thought it would be, because your energy is not in alignment with whatever it is that you manifested. And then it says nothing is all smooth going. No journey is ever traveled in a straight line. I had to read that again because that resonated on so many levels. Excuse me. That resonated on so many levels. Because I said all the time. I know I'm not the only person who says that, but it's like I really want people, and not just people, myself. Sometimes we can be our own worst critics. Sometimes I get into this mode of thinking that, oh, everything will be fine, so I'll get to point A, point B, point C, you know, like in a linear line. But it's like what the I-Ching told me before y'all's reading is that you're obviously trying to control a situation that's out of your control. Like, flow with life, allow things to happen as it should. And that's why this reading resonates not just with y'all, but me as well. So I'm not trying to, you know, allow my energy to come into this reading, but it just resonates on so many levels. And it says, come gladly to the table and nourish yourself. Like, what are you doing to nourish yourself? Especially when it comes to practicing self-love and self-compassion. definitely think about that. And that's why this line is a changing line, because it's obvious that y'all are either struggling with this, or it's something that, especially if you're in the transition and you're in the middle, but it's obviously something that it's in like that's something that you're not grasping, especially when it comes to manifesting something. Like if you actually define for something, most likely, especially if they feel like it's in alignment with what you want and how your life is, they're going to give it to you, but they want you to be grateful and have gratitude and not to take them for granted. All of that always be here. It's just that they work harder on the other side as well. They work on our behalf all the time. They're here with us 24/7 to guide us on our path. So definitely remember to always show gratitude for what it is that that you're wanting. So yeah, so if you got line 3, well, you did get line 3 because it's your reading. So this is what they're asking you to do, basically to see the truth of the matter, show gratitude, be grateful, and know that growth is not linear. It's not just a straight path. It's literally a spiral, or whatever it is that you see it as. It's not going to be and this hardship is not drama or catastrophe. So anything that comes in your way, it's why it's telling you to flow with life. So any like pettiness or any nuances that you think is like standing in your way, look at the truth of it and move on from it. Ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me, so I can move on to my energy? And that's why some of you could be stuck trying to transition, is because you're not understanding the lesson. You're not understanding. And some of y'all are in this energy because y'all don't see it at all. Y'all are allowing this energy to have y'all stuck and stagnant because you're not seeing the lesson and you're too busy trying to control everything. So it says, small goes, great comes. I never actually read these, but I mean, they're important, but still, it's like, that's what line 3 is basically trying to tell you. So hopefully that made sense on that level. So let's go to line 5. And this is line 5 right here. I'm glad that you can actually see it though, because this book is new and it's not flexible at all. It says, a late Shang king married his daughters into the Zhao clan, where their sons would find the Zhao dynasty. This represents a powerful choice to bring out union and harmony in resonance with the joining of heaven and earth. It is a supremely auspicious moment, the source of great things. With patience, you can nourish the new creative potential and be confident it will reach fulfillment. So, remember, line 5 is about... Hold on, let me go to line 5. I told you line 5 is about strength, clear vision. And what that one was basically saying is like, it says with patience. Like, remember I told y'all about the last line? It's basically about nourishment. For you to, patience and flow, for you to be patient and allow things to flow and happen as it should and not control things, especially if you're in this past energy. If you, I said that wrong. Sorry. Especially if you're in this present energy. If you're in this present energy at this moment, don't allow things to, don't control things. Try to let go. Try to let things flow and happen as it should, because if you continue to control things, you will not see the fulfillment in it. You will not see things coming to fruition. Yeah, you will see something totally different that you did not want. And they're wanting you to like be confident in yourself. Be confident and trust that everything will happen as it should. That you're too busy trying to control things, is that it's literally blocking your creative flow. That whatever creative energy that you got going on right now in your life is not happening or flowing as it should. Remember the fluidity of life. It's not happening as it should because you're too stuck. And you're not seeing the situation for what it is, especially when it comes to, lessons and stuff that we, face. Remember to acclimate to the challenges and the things that come towards you. because adjusting and adapting to things that happen will allow you to not necessarily control things, because you're not controlling the situation. You're only controlling how you allow it to affect you. So if certain nuances and things happen to you, it's not because, if certain things and, nuances happen in your life, like if you look at the truth of the matter is, it's not to hinder your growth, but it's also to test you, to test your response and how you respond to these nuances. So instead of controlling the situation and the outcome, learn how to look at yourself and to ask yourself the honest questions about what is it I'm trying to control in the situation? What can I not control? How can I control my own emotions? How can I nourish myself in this time of need and be more compassionate towards myself, and to know that whatever it is that I'm wanting will come into fulfillment, that I need to be confident in myself as a manifester, that things will happen as it should. Also, I want to say, like, before I read line 5, I think I said something about y'all being in the past energy. Scratch that. I meant to say the people that are in this present energy is, I don't know. I know what I meant. So, yeah, because after I said the past and present energy, I think I got mixed up in my head. But hopefully, even then y'all understood what I was talking about, because I don't want to confuse y'all. But, yeah, even just line 3 and line 5 resonate. So this is asking, like, it's your clear vision. Your clear vision is your confidence in yourself. And to see that your potential is beyond what you believe it to be, that you're a lot more powerful than you allow yourself to be, that you need to learn how to flow. So let me reiterate before I go on to y'all second card. So if this is your, let me try to say this without confusing myself. So if this is your past energy and you're moving past this, but you're kind of stuck and you're trying to transition, that they're basically wanting you to continue to have gratitude, continue to push forward, and to always remember to see the truth of the thing, especially if you feel like you're stuck in between and not transitioning. Maybe there is something that is still holding on to you that you are not allowing yourself to see the truth of. So it can be anything, relationship, job, opportunity. You need to see the truth of these lessons and to know that these hardships are not there to hold you back, but they're to actually push you forward into this new energy. That, yeah, you may have moved past certain things, but you're still holding on to something that's not allowing you to have an easy transition into this present, this future energy that you see yourself going into. So they want you to have the right mindset. So when you are in this present energy, your mind or your energy won't be corrupted by past energy or things that no longer serve you. That with this energy that you were in the past, like you obviously got over it, that you were allowing yourself to not control the situation, but to also nourish yourself within that situation and acclimating to the challenges and not allowing yourself to control things that are out of your control. So you won't push anything that you want out of alignment with what it is that you truly want. So yeah, so that's you. If you're in the middle, then that's what's for you. But if this is wait, what did I say? I love these cards. Sometimes they get on my nerves. But yeah, so that was if this was your past. Now if this is your present energy, then that basically means that you are still stuck. You're still trying to control a situation. You're not acclimating, which means adapting to the challenges. You're not allowing your creative energy to flow. There's no fluidity in your life. It's basically you're looking at things as from a perspective that is corrupted by anything that you can think of, a nuance, pettiness, like anything. This is how life is. We run into issues and challenges. However, it's like your perspective is not necessarily flowing with life. So it means like you're not seeing things from a bigger perspective. You're seeing it from an ego perspective. Your ego plays tricks on you, will let you know like, oh, you know, we're going to be stuck here forever and we need to do this so we can hurry up and get the situation. Like, your ego is constantly trying to control, and it lives in this mindset of fear. It's scared all the time, but your higher self is trying to let you know, like, look at it from the bigger perspective, that these hardships and whatever that you deem as to be hard and you can't get over is not necessarily hard. It's the perspective that you have on it. So when you change your perspective, then you can move into this energy, or you can start to transition. But right now, you're stuck in this present energies because you're not allowing things to go as it should. Remember, flow. And some of y'all should look up an angel number 1111. Try to look up an angel number 1111. Well, basically it means alignment. So it could mean that you are in alignment with whatever it is that you're trying to manifest or your life path, or it could just mean that they're asking you to get into alignment, which means that they are basically wanting you to do what this card say, flow. Especially when we're in alignment with our divine purpose, that means we're not controlling the situations or the outcome of things. We're allowing things to happen as it should and not how we want it to be. So remember, change your perspective. Learn how to acclimate to challenges and situations, because you will be a lot better off for it. Because you'll be at peace, and you won't be frustrated and sad and angry because you feel like, oh, it's not going to happen and this happened and that's annoying. And no, you're gonna understand, like, okay, I get it. So what's next? How can I learn from this? What is it life is trying to teach me at this very moment? So yeah, that's for you in this present energy who feel stuck. So for the people, this for the foreseeable, the reason why I say foreseeable or just future energy, because your energy is always subject to change. So I can't necessarily say this is going to happen in the future, because we all can't predict the future. But this is how I see your energy moving forward, especially if this is a past energy and you're moving from this, but you're moving into this, which is creating success. So let me get the page ready. And again, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I know it may take a while for my videos to get out there to people because YouTube's algorithm is something serious. So, and it also means that I still have to share, my YouTube channel with people. So if I can hurry up and get the damn card. Okay, so I'm gonna save that. So let me read this. It says, things need to be articulated to make them more manageable, easier to take in and work with. When such measure grows organically, they reflect the natural rhythms of life and allow to a fuller participation in its flow. Progress is made in small increments. What limits apply here? What agreements are at work? Does everyone understand them and find them palatable? I think I said that right. Do you? Look, remember when I told y'all about flow? Look, flow, the natural rhythms of life. So basically, like, this card is saying that, like, see how it's in alignment? Like, it's telling you to flow, and then now it's saying, like, measuring, creating success. That, let me turn it over, actually. That when you allow things to happen as it should, when you allow things to flow, everything happens organically. That the fruits of your labor starts to grow naturally in a timely manner. So your life can be fruitful, so your manifestation can come into fruition, and it won't be and you won't allow past energy to corrupt what it is that you're trying to grow or trying to manifest. It says progress is made in small increments. This is in alignment with what the first passage said, how it said, how it basically talked about how growth is not linear. So basically that also means that progress is made in small increments. So know that although that you're you're growing. Even if you're in this past energy, or I mean, even if you're whatever, even if you were in this past energy, or even if you are in this present energy at this moment, it's like it's letting you know that you're still growing. Even if you feel stagnant, that you're still growing, that it's still progress. You're still making progress at the end of the day. That growth is not linear, and that it happens in small increments. Think about small wins or small little successes, because we always think about the big success in our life and think that, oh, you know, I'll be successful when I reach this pinnacle of success, and when I have this car and money, wife, or whatever. It's like we all tend to think of what success looks like, and we all have the same vision. And to know that it's not original at all. It's not in alignment with whatever success means to you and what it should be to you. So success and just small wins or even just progress means a lot. It really does. And we have to learn how to take time out for ourselves in order to pat ourselves on the back and to give ourselves praise for the work that we have done so far. So even if you find yourself in this present energy and you feel stuck, know that you're not behind or you're not stuck, or it's like take this moment as a learning opportunity to grow. Even if you feel like you've been in the same spot forever, you're still progressing, you're still growing. And don't look at, like, picture your divine path. You're by yourself and you say that you're stagnant, right? But don't think about you standing there. Think about how you're walking. But you see the same pastures, like you're seeing the same stuff. You're not seeing anything new, right? But you're still walking and moving forward. You're still making progress. Even if you don't see anything new within your path, it does not mean that you're not on your way to something that you're trying to bring into fruition. Just know that you're making small baby steps in order to truly embrace what it is that you want for yourself, because you don't want past energy to bleed into your new opportunities. You don't want to fuck it up. So remember, take this time, right? So let me read number 60. Yeah, this book is, so this is number 60 right here. Let me see, it's not in, it says, let me try not to read the same thing. Okay, it says individuals with measure live sustainability and flourish. Groups who share measures and standards, who speak the same language, can reach agreement and build trust. But if anyone reacts to the measures as they would to a bitter taste, if they find them too hard to swallow, then they are not sustainable. This isn't a matter of tradition, principle, logic, but of human experience. So basically, like, think of the word experience. Remember that whatever it is that you're going through, even if you feel stagnant, it's not stagnancy. You're experiencing life as a human. Like, you are a spirit living a human experience, and you're here to grow. That is your first and foremost purpose, is to live life on earth, and you're doing it right now. So this is an experience so you can learn how to acclimate to life as a human, just like all of us are here. So remember, progress is still progress, even if it's small increments. Growth is still growth. Even if you feel like you're not moving, you're still growing, you're still progressing. So let me read line number, remember our changing lines is line number 3 and 5. So if you are now in this energy or transition to this energy, this is what the line, so we're gonna do line number 3 first. So if you don't set some limits to your hopes, desires, and expectations, if you don't enter into down-to-earth conversation with yourself and with other people, with circumstances about what's possible, then you will lament. Yet, ye says this is not a mistake, perhaps because such intense emotion cannot be judged, perhaps just because this is a chance to learn. No measure and hence lamenting, not a mistake. So it's not a mistake that you're in this energy. It's not a mistake that you're transitioning to this energy. And it's also not a mistake if you're still in this energy right here. It's not a mistake. You're learning. And remember how it says, how to have a conversation with yourself. Remember the other line in the other card says nourishing. And that's like the #1 word that I keep hearing. To nourish yourself and to allow things to happen as it should. So when you're nourishing yourself, that's an act of self-love and self-compassion. Show yourself some compassion when you're on this journey. Know that you're still human at the end of the day, and that you're not Superman. You're not these people in these comics. You're a whole human being who's trying to learn how to flow with life. Like all of us here, we're all doing the same thing. We're all going through the same thing on a collective level. So they're basically saying, like, just take care of yourself. Have conversations with yourself. Journal. Like, and don't set limits on yourself. So a lot of the times we put these own limitations on our own dreams. We do that because we feel like we're not worthy of what it is that we're trying to manifest on a subconscious level. Like your ego, or you just may tell yourself, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that, but then you find yourself stuck because you're setting limitations and unrealistic expectations of how you should perform in order to get the goal or meet those goals. It's unrealistic. You're still a human at the end of the day. Like, make sure that your limits and your expectations are not beyond what you can do. Also know that you are capable of many great things. However, don't put that stress on yourself to get things to move forward. Remember, if you do that, then that means you're controlling or trying to control the situation or the outcome. And that's not good for neither you or the opportunity that you're trying to walk into. So yeah. But look, it says if you don't set some limits. So it's okay to set some, because it'll help you move forward. But just don't be stressed out about it, or don't put anything unrealistic on it, because you will be stuck. That's all I want to say about that. Let me see if I can see number 5. It says, this is the opposite of those bitter measures. The oracle speaks of, it tastes good. These are rules that allow you to enjoy life. Like the good manners of friendly conversation, sweet measures bring good fortune, just because they do allow constancy and are a good starting point for future growth. So, bitter measures. Which one is bitter measures? So this is basically about the strength and the clear vision that they want you guys to have. And it says, let me go back to the questions of these. So it's basically saying what limit, let me turn this one over too. What limits apply here? What agreements are at work? Does everyone understand them and find them palatable? Do you? So, not only are they telling you to just allow things to flow, but also to, so it's saying like what limits apply here, like the limitation, or I wouldn't say limitation, but the limits that you have on this growth or whatever this opportunity that you see yourself in, or even if you just see yourself moving into this future energy. So figure out what limits do you have for yourself. And make sure these are healthy limits, not limits that will hold you back, but limits that are actually doable and that you're capable of doing. Remember, don't put too much stress on yourself. And it says, does everyone understand them? So it doesn't have to apply to everyone, like, outside of yourself. But think of this as your inner child, your shadow self, your higher self, like everyone inside of you. Does everybody understand what's really going on? Do they understand the limits that you put up? Because a lot of the times, when your being is not, which is you, every part of you, every aspect of you is not in alignment, and y'all not on the same page when it comes to manifestation or whatever it is that you're trying to walk towards, then you will find yourself unbalanced, that you're not balanced, that you don't have the right mindset, that you're either always tired or don't have any motivation or confidence. It's like every part of your being is unbalanced, and y'all not on the same page. So make sure that every part of your being is on the same page, especially if especially if you're walking towards something that you're passionate about. So will your inner child enjoy this? Will this give your inner child joy? Will she, be energized by, let's say, something that you're passionate about, whether it's like singing or dancing? Will your inner child enjoy that? If so, then great. Then it means she's on board. Will your higher self do this? Because your higher self, will it know that this is in alignment with whatever it is that we have going on for ourselves, our divine path? If so, great. Is your shadow self, remember, your shadow self is still a part of you. Your shadow self is not there to wreak havoc, but it also is there, but it's there for you to, the reason why I laugh, because our shadow self is funny. Because, in society, we think of it as like, oh, don't do that. Shadow self is bad, but your shadow self has been neglected and felt, abandoned, and it wants to be loved by you. So will this also help alleviate some pain when it comes to your shadow side? Remember, your shadow side is a culmination of things that happened to you as a child. Especially if somebody told you as a child, oh, you suck at dancing, but dancing is your passion. They only done that because they're projecting onto you because they can't do what you're doing, because they don't have the courage to do what you do. And of course, no one's going to be good at doing everything at first. You're still going to struggle. That's life, and that's how that is. But remember, your shadow side is a combination. So doing things that you're passionate about, that's in your divine purpose, will this alleviate some pain within your shadow self, so your shadow self won't continue to carry those burdens and that pain and those emotions and trauma that has not yet been processed. So if it does that, then that's great. Then that means you're all on board. Look at it that way. Because when I see this card and says, does everyone understand? I'm like, you don't have to explain yourself to nobody. That means that you're seeking validation from people that in reality, you don't really need to seek validation from them. You just don't. Like, at all. Especially if you're going to do something that you're passionate about. Don't allow people to continue to push their opinions and their beliefs on you because they feel like you could be doing this rather than this. Like, bullshit. Fuck it. And let me see. Yeah, so I just love how these cards are in alignment. It's basically saying, allow things to flow. Try not to control everything. And once you do that, you're able to move into an energy that is organic, that flows, that reflects the natural rhythms of life. Remember I told y'all, I think, or maybe this is in a podcast. It's like, it's basically saying, what was I gonna say? Shit. It's basically saying, I think it was like Life's Drum or whatever. It was a card that I had pulled, but it was basically, the meaning was, it's like, are you flowing with the beat of life? You know how we all march to the beat of our own drum, but are you marching to the beat of life? Are you allowing it to flow? Are you in sync with life? Are you allowing things to happen as it should? Are you controlling things? If so, let go of control, because that's resistance. And once you let go of that resistance, that means you're surrendering to life. That's what it means by the natural rhythms of life. Life has different rhythms. It has different beats. And that means that we're still going to have to acclimate to that and adapt to these changes that's happening, because if not, you're going to still be stuck in this energy where you're not allowing things to flow. So yeah. Let me oh, that's what that bitter measures was for, because it said line 5 said something about it's the opposite of bitter measures. I'm still learning about this I-Ching and still trying to understand not just the changing lines, but I think the I-Ching as a whole. Okay, so this is the Dreamtime card, Unlimited Vision. Ooh, when I think of unlimited vision, I think that you're not allowing things to disrupt your perspective, that you're looking at the things in a bigger picture, that your vision is unlimited. It's not limited by people's judgments or your subconscious thinking that you're not confident enough, that you're insecure. Like, there's no limitations on your vision. It's all unconditional love and kindness and creative flow. Everything is coming to you naturally. So let me look at the. I've only pulled this card a couple of times actually. It says that the dream time has called to you. You are being asked to see the unlimited vision. Wipe the dust from your eyes and pay attention to the messages you are receiving from the parallel universe. Our world is pregnant with possibilities. All time is now. You are a co-creator in the two worlds and will be given unlimited sight and knowing if you ask for it. This vision may come in sleep time, dream, or through out of a body journeying. Why am I fucking this up? I'm sorry, like somebody had just walked by and they really just fucked up my head, so now I can't even speak. Journeying, that is a weird, I know the word journey, but journeying, ew, God, I don't like that. It will give you the insight that you need at this time. Okay, let me see if I can see this. Unlimited vision allows any seeker to pierce the veil of unconsciousness and come into an inner knowing. In all cases, this card marks a time of setting truth on all levels of creation. You're not being given the ability to go beyond an accepted reality. The cocoon is open. Trust yourself and your allies and your medicine. You may now take flight. First of all, love this card, except that little word right there. I don't like it. Even if it is a word, it's weird. Anyway. So yeah, like I said, like your unlimited vision, like the world is your fucking oyster. You have so many possibilities and things that you can do out there that if you allow things to flow naturally, you will then be creating success for yourself. That you would go with the organic beat or the rhythm of life. And that you're still, even if you feel like you're not moving forward, your progress is made in small increments. Remember that. That nothing is beyond your limitation, especially when it comes to your unlimited vision. Look at this unlimited word. Think of it like, think of ways that you have been limiting yourself. And it's okay to have certain limits in life because that allows us to keep ourselves in check and to keep up healthy boundaries for ourselves between other people and situations. That's great. That's what they mean by, especially when it came to this card about like certain limits, right? Like think of what limits apply. Where's your boundaries when it comes to getting what you want, especially when other people don't approve or situations or relationships? Where's your boundaries? Where does it apply? So it's asking where does the boundaries apply so you can grow organically with life and to go with the flow. Because it's great to have boundaries for other people, but we need to have boundaries for ourselves. Creating a boundary for yourself will allow you to practice more self-love. And that can only mean something specific to you. I can't tell you what that means, but we all have different boundaries and limits that we have for ourselves, so you won't burn yourself out, so you won't overgive to people who don't need your energy, so you can always have this unlimited vision, so you won't be, there's a word I've been trying to say the whole fucking time, but I can't even think of it, but so your vision, so you can have a bigger picture perspective on life and how things are really working. Because if you, let's say this is him and he's looking at the bigger picture, he's looking at it and really seeing like everything that's happening, everything that's being orchestrated, instead of having just having like a tunnel vision and not allowing other things to come in. He's really seeing it for what it is. Remember this, it says trust yourself. The cocoon is open, so it's allowing you, because it's allowing you to flourish and to be free and to trust yourself and trust your surroundings. Because when you project untrustworthiness onto other people, that means there's something, a part of yourself that you don't trust. And trust me, I go through this a lot. Certain things or certain situations I don't trust, because in the past I've done certain stuff that caused me to question my own morals and my own values and my own self-worth, which made me not trust the outside world. In reality, I was just projecting that there's part of myself that I do not trust, and still to this day. But of course, I'm working on it because progress happens in small increments. It doesn't just happen overnight. So, yeah, that's what it's basically telling you. Like, allow things to flow. So remember, if you are in this present energy, allow things to flow. And when it flows, it would just go naturally. And you will be in alignment. Remember, look up 1111 or 111. That is asking you to now be in alignment with whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, or whatever it is that you see yourself in the future. Especially when it comes to your energy. Your energy is utmost important. Because your energy is always, you're connected to the ethers either way, but your energy is, your higher self is super connected. Its essence comes from that realm, that 5D realm. So always try to, that's why I ask, what does your soul want you to know? This is what your soul is wanting you to know. To know that if you're in this present energy, to let go of control, allow things to happen as it should, and then you will see yourself creating success. But also still have limitations when it comes to, I don't want to even say limitations no more. Let's just say boundaries. Have boundaries for yourself so you won't burn yourself out. Because it's easily you can, go with the flow of life and you're good. But you also need to watch out for energies that want to take advantage of you because they see that you're in a happy place. But find out what your boundaries are. Find out your boundaries and where it applies in your life, and how it can help protect your energy, especially if you're moving into this energy. Because remember, any negative entity or any person that wants to see you do bad or doesn't want you to see you move forward, they want to see you stuck. They want to see you controlling your environment, knowing damn well that you're not going to get anywhere when you do that. They don't want to see you in this present energy where you're moving with the flow of life and everything is good and everything you want has come to fruition, and that you're trusting yourself, that you're in alignment with yourself. They don't want to see that. So remember, have boundaries. I wish I said boundaries at the beginning of the video instead of limitations, because now it just like kind of messes me up inside, but it's whatever. It's fine. Yeah, so this is your present energy. Let go of control, surrender to life. And this is a past energy and you're moving forward. Know that everything is happening as it should. Always keep that in mind. Remember to continue to acclimate. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Because you're literally, either you're almost there or you're just now arriving. And this transition is like, it's kind of uncomfortable. Remember, change is not the most comfortable thing. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable when it comes to transitioning into a new way of living. So you can then come out of that cocoon, so you can have this unlimited vision, so you can see things as it is and not as it, as the world and our society tries to make us believe it is, because it hinders our own growth. It's that illusion that we put up for ourselves that the world is, that we're limited, that we don't have these possibilities, I can't do this and that, but you can. Just remember to always have boundaries and be protected at the end of the day, so you can create success. And also look up the either you have a life path of 6, or just look up the word, not the word, but the number 666. I think 666 is balance. I see this number, but I don't see it a lot. And I think I see it when I'm not in balance with the realm. So if I'm not balanced within myself, then it means I'm not balanced spiritually. So this could mean that they, balance, that once you transition, to continue to keep this balance. And remember, no validation seeking. It's okay to get certain people's opinions about nothing, but leave it at that. Do not be out here seeking hella validation from people, because when you get caught in that loop, then you're giving your power away to these people. They can do anything that will literally make you do what they want you to do. It's like a circus and you're their animal, dancing around for their own amusement. Like, some people are like that. Y'all have to be careful out here when it comes to protecting your own energy and your own just peace. Remember, no validation seeking, because it's not a good thing. But and yeah, unlimited vision. So again, thank y'all for tuning in as always. I think I'm going to transfer this reading to my podcast. I don't know, maybe or maybe not. I have to see. I may do a separate podcast reading tomorrow. Actually, I think that's what I'm gonna do because I'm kind of tired and I don't feel like. Because my podcast, I only wanted to do these readings, which I'm gonna do that though, because I don't know. I guess we'll see how it works. If I like it, I'll stick with it. If I don't, I will happily change it up. But again, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great Monday, because I know it's Monday and people don't like Mondays because they have to work. But it's okay though. Remember, you guys, protect your energy, protect your peace, set up boundaries out there for y'all who don't have boundaries. Don't worry about people who don't have boundaries because it's not your problem. Set up boundaries for yourself. And yeah, so I'll be seeing y'all probably next Monday, and I hope y'all have a good day.